Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Doomlink's Live Hunts. This is going to be a bit of an interesting recording, at least initially, because I'm using Restream for the first time in like 7 months to multi-stream to both YouTube and Twitch. And I'm just interested to see if it wants to actually go live on YouTube, because YouTube has since had an update with their whole streaming system since the last time I went live on Restream. Or went live on Twitch using Restream, so I'm interested to see if it can actually manage to go live on YouTube through Restream. And it's looking like it's having some trouble, which is not at all surprising. Okay, looks like it's managed. Okay, it's managed to go live with the correct settings, that's good to see. Okay, well, colour me shocked, honestly. Next I need to go on Twitch, one moment. Probably should have organised that, of course. Anyone who's watching on Twitch, who for some reason is already in the recording, and has never watched me before, needs to know that at the start of any recording I need to get my chats up, which is important. Twitch. I shouldn't have to log in again on my laptop. I think I'm still logged in on my laptop from the last time I was using Twitch on it. At least I hope so. Yeah, ooh, looks like I'm logged into the wrong account. This is the sort of thing that you generally take care of before you go live, but I guess I'm an idiot. There you go. That's the way things have to be today. Let's log out of that. I'm logged into Doomlink FPS, which is going to die. Well, it's already dead. Well, I suppose it never lived in the first place. That sounds a little more accurate. If anyone's chatting, I will be able to read what you're saying soon. Oh. How refreshing. I can log in with a fucking username and not an email. Remember back in the day when you used to use a fucking username? I do remember those days. It is not the incorrect password, thank you. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is the wrong password. I think I'm going to trust Twitch on that. Oh, fuck off. Because I'm logging in on a new device. It's just one thing after another, isn't it? Okay. Don't worry, there's going to be a little bit of downtime at the start of this that you usually don't have to deal with, but today's a special day. I'm returning to Twitch for the first time in a little while, and I need to make sure that Twitch knows that it's actually me logging into this laptop. Or rather, logging into the account from the laptop, so I have to put in some security code. 015. Give me access. I mean, technically I don't need to be logged in to read the chat, but I'd rather be able to manage the chat while I'm on my laptop, you know. It'd be a bit awkward if I'm reading the chat but can't do anything on the chat, like type in it or delete a comment if a person's being dumb. It was really interesting to notice, and I don't think it was always this way, that Generations Ultimate is not an option on Twitch either as a game. I'm pretty sure in the past I used to select Generations Ultimate, but I don't know. Seems that there's only an option for Generations, which is essentially untrue. It's not the same game. Never was, never will be. Generations is only on 3DS, and it's the high rank version of this game. Sorry, Twitch, but it's not how that works. Okay. So let's, well, I don't know if stream looks pretty good. Are you watching on YouTube or are you watching on Twitch, Trash? It's over to you. I'll be reading both chats simultaneously, either way. Let me actually get the chat up on Twitch if I can. We'll go to the creator dashboard. One thing that I didn't really consider is whether or not I'm actually able to, like if I'm still archiving now. I probably am archiving. It is possible that if you haven't streamed in a long time, Twitch automatically turns off the auto-archiving feature of Twitch. It would be really stupid if they did that. But it's possible, I guess. Okay. So, let's pop out that chat. Pop out. Cool. The action will be beginning soon. Fear not. Alright. Both chats popped out. It's funny because I never got out of the habit of saying chats plural the entire time I was streaming exclusively on Twitch, so yeah. It now works out that I'm still saying chats, and I don't have to get used to saying that again, because, you know, chat's plural. It's the way it is. Okay. Now, I'm sure YouTube's not going to like the fact that I'm going live again so soon, but life goes on, doesn't it? Alrighty. What are we going to do to start off with? Attle Farm. I don't particularly want to do that. I was doing Attle Car just yesterday. What is Kapusi? Is that actually not a joke? I assumed that Kapusi was like as in vagina, but maybe it's not. Maybe Kapusi is a legitimate word in this language. I assumed it was a joke, like, you know, a word that was similar to pussy, and then they put pussy in the... I don't know. I hate that word, pussy. It's the dumbest fucking word. Anyone who legitimately refers to a vagina as a pussy is an idiot. Well, perhaps not an idiot, but I hope it's not serious. Because I hate that word. It's so... It's almost childish to me. I've never liked it. Anyway. What do we got? Turns? Yeah, let's join the turns. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm always too slow whenever I'm going into turns rooms because they're in such high demand. Crystal Beard EX. I have not done Crystal Beard before. Let's give that a try. Actually, I think I have done Crystal Beard like once or twice, but again, it's very much like... What was that other deviant that I was fighting? That I had barely any memory of fighting at all. Can't even remember now. But it's not the first time that I've fought a deviant recently where I'm pretty sure that I haven't fought it before, or at the very least haven't fought it much at all. But in actual fact, I have. Let's check right now. Well, actually, I will get organised for the hunt first, and then I'll check to see if I've hunted it before. Wow. That's, what's happening here? So, fuck you, trash, go kill yourself, you noob, and then he left, and then Kibo seems to recognize who this person is, so I guess it's a bit of an argument going on. I haven't seen that in a long time. That's the sort of thing you'd expect to see in 3 Ultimate. That's very, very weird. Okay. Well, sadly it's not too entertaining for me because I haven't been there for the whole thing, but that's alright. I guess we'll go with a gun. We'll go ranged. What is Crystal Beard primarily weak to? It would either be ice, water, or dragon. Those are 3 possibilities, so we need to confirm these things. I don't even think I have Crystal Beard to check here, do I? No. Oh, fuck me. Well, I guess we'll go raw damage then. Let's do it. If all else fails, go raw. And usually it's the best way to go about it because... the way it's always been, unless a monster is really, really weak to element, raw is the best thing to do. It's the best way to go about it. Okay, so... we will eat and then I'll check to see how many Crystal Beards I've hunted. Certainly never EX, although, even having said that, I think I have once fought Crystal Beard EX. And I think that was the only time I fought it. Maybe. Moxie and Weakener? Looks good to me. Oh, oh, that's funny. No, I was not referring to you, trash, when I was saying, fuck you, trash, go kill yourself, you noob. That was certainly not what was going on there. Okay, so... monster list. Crystal Beard... Uragan. 4. Again, really was not expecting that. 4. How could I have possibly fought 4, but I can only remember fighting it once? Whatever. Again, I think the one confrontation that I'm remembering is with EX, because I think I saw Crystal Beard EX up. It may not have been on camera, although it could have been. So, yeah, that's helpful, Doomlink, thanks. But, the point is that I have fought EX before, so we'll see what we're in for. I don't think it's going to be a difficult hunt, he says before he dies. No, I think we'll be okay. So what if we... Oh, we've got a cat, of course. Fuck me. Andrew. He's using a Link armor set, apparently. What do you mean, Link? Does he look like Link? I guess he... Yeah, he does. Look at him. He's got the little hat and the outfit. Oh, it's enough to make me sick. Well, there you go. That's the Link armor set for Prowlers. I didn't even know that it exists. No, don't depart, don't depart. Holy shit. I nearly made a huge error, because I almost forgot to purchase ammunition. That would have been the end of everything good in my life. Okay. Now we should be under control. Thank God for that. Alright. Whenever you're ready, Kibo. So it seems that we've got a... I was about to say Massacre Diablos. Bloodbath Diablos gunlance. We've got a... well, your typical Nagakuga light bowgun, which I believe to be second to that of Silverwind when it comes to peers. Nagakuga is still perfectly fine, but I think Silverwind is objectively better, but only slightly better, objectively speaking. So I wouldn't necessarily say that any person using the Nagakuga bowgun should snap out of it and actually get the Silverwind. Did I say Silverwind the first time? I don't fucking know. We're not given items in the box, that's perfectly fine. I did not have anything there. What are you pinging for? Why wouldn't you wait until B stands here? You silly person. Alright, let's go. It's not how you buff a team. You wait until everyone's standing in a row. Or at least standing in front of you, I should say. It doesn't have to be in a row or a column or anything. It can just be, whoa, you're rather large. But, yeah. Shooting twice is when you run the risk of actually not buffing everyone. Because of the time it takes for you to reload, maybe the person's just gonna leave. Alright. So we can see crystals on the tail and on the chin. I don't know if it's good to shoot them or not, probably. Feels like they would be. Not sure what that is going to be doing. Again, I have no real recollection of what this fight is like. I do remember... oh, sleep. Okay. Oh, I'm stupid. Look at that. Am I on hot ground? Well, whatever. I already took a death hit there, and that was because he's so fucking large and slow that he's difficult to avoid. Seems like I should just roll away. Yeah, For Ultimate had some good armor for sure. Gonna keep away. See, it's so easy to just get run over by that. There's something about that. They almost play on your learned responses to an Uragan rolling around. It's different here. It's more deliberate, but as a result, it's actually harder to predict. So, I'm not a huge fan of that, and I'm also not a huge fan of the fact that we've already got 2 deaths in the quest. This is not a good start at all. Okay, you do that, and this is a good opportunity for gunpowder infusion. Honestly. Now I have to be very careful again. And I have the feeling that has a very large hitbox as well. Yes, Jay Leno is indeed a monster in this game. There are some Tri-Monsters that haven't made a return, but this is one of them. Uragan is a bit of a mainstay. Ever since Tri. I guess he is an interesting monster, isn't he? Fucking Jay Leno. Forgot that people called him that. That goes right back to Tri. Alterra wants you dead, says that person who did a random shout that no one really wants to read, but he's got the shout there anyway. Look at this! Are you fucking seeing how he rolls? This is unbelievable. That actually has to be the most intimidating rolling that I've ever seen from an Uragaan. The way he moves is just totally bizarre to me. You think you're getting out of the way of him, but you're actually rolling into him. Holy shit, what a nightmarish fight. Definitely part of the difficulty there is that I just don't have enough experience with Crystalbeard to succeed in the EX hunt. But yeah, Kibo died twice, I died once, and then I think... Was that 3 or 4 deaths? I think there might have been a 4th one as well, but seriously, that was fucking ridiculous. I'm willing to do that again, I just need to learn how to evade that roll, because it's totally different to... This is the thing, the rolling in Try was a little different to everything else, but I got used to the portable third roll. Portable third roll for Uragaan has been basically a standard. I'll be through a tantrum. Be through a fucking tantrum and left. Well, I guess we'll just move on to something else. I was perfectly willing to do that again because I felt like with that experience alone I'd be able to evade that a little better, but no, be through a tantrum, so we're moving on. G rank Kushala Daora? It's totally unnecessary to have GR for G rank because G is fairly self-explanatory on its own. But, Hunters of Vale? What is this, a fucking role-playing room? Valstrax farm. The reason why I don't do Valstrax is because usually he just dies so fast. He has to be one of the weakest, or at the very least threatening Elder Dragons I've ever fought. He just dies. If you want a really intense Valstrax fight, you do the event. Now, I'm not going to do it. I'm saying you should. I'm not doing the fucking Valstrax event. Not on your life. Why is this guy... Oh, I see. That's not a bad idea. A 3-person turn room? That's such a good idea. Wow. In like 8 years of looking at turns rooms, maybe 7, I've never seen someone make a 3-person turns room. Because it's a great idea, because 3 people is usually enough to take care of any monster. And 3 people means that you're rotating through less people's quests. So, that's actually really good. I'm not going to join that room, but we could do Kushala Daora, because I'm assuming GR just means G rank, it's not some special quest. So everything should be good with the live stream. Again, I'm not too sure if Twitch is auto-archiving currently. I've got no clue, to be honest. I can only hope that because it was originally set to auto-archive, that it's still doing that. If Twitch has decided to stop doing that, then, or at the very least for my channel, then it's necessary to turn on the option to archive again, then that's kind of annoying, but I can live with that. What I'm going to do is... what are we hunting again? It's Kushala Daora, so... we could go with a... I could go poison. What do I have in poison? I think I have a poison longsword, don't I? Let's go poison longsword. I don't think anyone here is using poison. You usually don't see people poison this monster anymore. What have we got here? Oh, Choctaling, I've played with you before. What an interesting set. I like that set. It's a little different to what you'd normally see. I mean, the gunners might be going poison, but whatever. Is it exactly 1 month until Rise, or just generally 1 month? Close to that. Alright. Let's go and eat for defense, I think. I think this is the regular quest, I don't think this is the event. The event is the Zelda one, isn't it? There might be another one too, but this is not the Zelda one. This is Steal Yourself. This is just the regular one. I'm almost tempted to ask that he posts the event, because it would be better for him, because the event quest has a higher chance of dropping large Elder Dragon gems. But we'll see. I'm just going to do something with my lighting. Actually, no, I can't do it right now. And it's not a big deal, the lighting's fine, to be honest. It's just the light's shining on the ground, and I don't want it to sort of create a light shining effect underneath me, you know, like how someone shines a torch under their face and it makes you look like a creep. You guys are like, you look like a creep anyway, Doomlink, so don't worry about it. He starts there, huh? Very well. Come on, Chocterling, you should know where to go by now. 1 month and 5 days, I see. I actually don't know when the game's coming out, but... Oh, I think we need to climb this here. I knew it was March, though. No, May, sorry. Always confuse those months in my head. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. It's not that it's, like, a serious problem, it's just, for a split second, I confuse those 2 months. Oh, shit. So this is a very, very small Kushala. I mean, this has to be Gold Crown small. Kushala is not a very large Elder Dragon, usually. But this one has to be a Gold Crown small. Look at him. He's a baby. He's a little baby. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that Twitch doesn't have Generations Ultimate as a game option anymore. It definitely used to be there, because I remember noticing that it wasn't there for YouTube, but it was there for Twitch. But now, only Generations is there. I don't know why. Why would they go to the trouble of removing it? It is a different game. So I don't really understand that at all. Are you poisoned? Yes, you are. That's good to see. Yeah, this is the Daito Crow. I think it's still called that. Is this upgraded in it? No, it's the Occult Daito. Daito, however you want to say it. And it's quite a good longsword. This is a longsword that I got one of my friends to get as his first G-rank weapon. Oh, please don't tell me. Well, what do you mean? Seems the Switch Pro might be real. I thought that was basically confirmed. I'm pretty sure that was basically confirmed. It was at the very least one of those leaks where we don't have to be sitting there going, ooh, is it real? I'm pretty sure it is. I don't think there's any question about that. As far as it being called the Super Nintendo Switch, that's pretty awful. If they're going with that naming, I guess it wouldn't be totally out of the ordinary for Nintendo to come up with such a fucking terrible naming scheme, but, you know, we are dealing with the same company that named officially the new Nintendo 3DS XL the new Nintendo 3DS XL. New was literally what they called it. That was the best they could fucking come up with. So I guess this is a step up from new. They could have just called it the new Nintendo Switch, if you think about it. I mean, what would have fucking stopped them? Other than reason, which they have none of, clearly. Not confirmed yet, I don't know, man. It's pretty fucking, like... It's pretty obvious they're gonna come out with one. Why would they not? To start with, why would they not? Because the Switch is not something they're dropping anytime soon, so yes, they will elongate the longevity of it by releasing a Pro version. It was just a matter of when, not a matter of if. They haven't done it with previous consoles. However, in the case of the Switch, there's more going on in their benefit for them now than ever before. At least, well, basically, the Switch's success and the current climate would definitely lead one to expect a Pro version, that's all I'll say. I really should go Unhinged Spirit. I'm making things difficult for myself by not using it, so let's do it. You know what I'm fucking sick of? Consoles, and pretty much anything, having a, well, they focus more on graphics than on frame rate. It's so funny because in the console space, 30 FPS, at the very least with Switch, I don't know how it is with PlayStation and Xbox, but 30 FPS is still reasonable. Like, 30 FPS should be totally unreasonable in the console space, and it should have been that way for the last 6 years. But here we are with the Nintendo Switch in 2021, 30 FPS. I mean, it's totally weird. So I feel like we're not going to be getting 4K 60 FPS, obviously. It's going to be, even if it's beyond 1080p, it's going to be 30 FPS. It'll be like 1440 30 FPS, you know. Which is not good enough. It's just not good enough. No one wants 30 FPS anymore because it fucking sucks. It's a thing of the past. And the only reason why they're sticking with it is because they can get away with it. It is much easier to have half the fucking frames, isn't it? But people should be putting their foot down and saying, no, we're not having that anymore, because it's honestly shit. It's not more cinematic. You know, it's not a movie. It's just stupid anyway. That was a very good hunt. Well, was to be expected. I think we had 2 Pierce Gunners. Oh no, we had 1 Pierce Gunner and that guy using the Rapid Bow. Anyway, the console space has really proven itself to be a complete and utter joke compared to PC for the last 20 years. So it'd be nice to see the console space be a little more progressive and actually get off their asses and make 60 FPS an absolute standard. As in, a minimum of 60 FPS. If it goes below 60, not good enough, not doing it. If we need to sacrifice graphics, and keeping in mind, well, sacrifice resolution, I should say. That's what I mean when I say graphics. If sacrificing resolution means, oh, we're not going to have 4K, and maybe it will also mean we're not going to have 1440p, but if it means I can have 1080p 60 FPS, great. 1080 60 FPS is fine as a basic standard to reach. Like, if that's the bar we're aiming for, then that's great. But 30 FPS anything, I don't care if it's 4K, 1440, 30 FPS anything is not good enough. That's the point. The emphasis has to be on hitting 60 frames per second. Yeah, 4 Ultimate was very messy for emulation. Because of that whole system that they had. That variable frame rate. It's very difficult to emulate. At least smoothly. It's easier now, because there are a lot of custom builds for it. But for the most part, kind of CPU heavy. And not easy to emulate, at least compared to Double Cross. Alright, Deviant Uragan. Why is everyone doing Crystal Beard at the moment? I swear I don't often see him. Great. That very cute alternative spelling of small. Which, incidentally, doesn't work in my accent because SMOL is small, okay? And then you've got small. Small, small. In the American accent, it's small and small. Way to make fun of your own accent. Anyway. Can't do their vowels right, what can you say? Narky grind health. I see. Yeah, let's do it. I think that's the regular, or is that? No, that's probably the Hyper Raytheon, isn't it? Hyper Gold. Is the stream alright on YouTube, guys? Not right now, but I mean during combat. Was I noticeably blurry? I will say that in terms of YouTube being able to deliver a stream properly and also to have a nice looking VOD, why would you depart with 3 people in a turns room? Are you fucking stupid? You've got to be joking. Do these people not realise that 1 free slot in a turns room is usually taken just like that? Instantaneously. And yet they still depart. What a joke. Oh, it's the regular. Okay. Well, that would have been fun. But yeah, sometimes YouTube can have a 1080p VOD look decent, but usually it's shit. Which is just another issue with YouTube, it's the fact that they're not even consistent with how shit they are, because sometimes they'll be decent. It's really weird. Stream's fine. If you say so. 60 FPS used to make you dizzy. Is that right, Trash? Well. Good old US. Alright. Gina Carcos. Baroth. Oh, Baroth. That's interesting. When was the last time I fought a Baroth? Quite a while ago, I would say. Quite a while ago. This guy's using Siegmund, which I always enjoy seeing. Alright, what should I use? Baroth. Probably fire. Let's go dual blades. I feel like I haven't been going dual blades often recently. Wyvern Harmony. Kind of sick of these dual blades. I use it in too many games, or I use them in too many games, but it's one of those things where even across all the different games, sometimes the best weapon in its element and weapon category is the same in every game. This is one of those examples. Looking for Exchanger. God, I'm starving. Just really hit me right then and there. I was like, oh god. Here we go, he's Exchanger. Well, I think we're alright for our inventory at the moment. I don't know if it's worth waiting for a third person, probably not, but we'll see what Vin's doing here. He's got a good set. I'd say we could two-man this, let's go. If he would prefer to wait for a third, I don't mind. That's okay with me. He may even be away at the moment. Oh no, he's here. Yeah, he's considering whether or not to depart. In the end, I'm cool with whatever he wants to do. I wouldn't be cool if he wanted to wait for 4, but most are not willing to depart. What was that? He's like, oh hi. What are my thoughts on curry? I like curry. It's very nice. Unless you're not referring to the dish and you're instead referring to something else, at which point I don't know what you're referring to, but... Or rather, in which case I don't know what you're referring to, but, yeah. Curry's nice. Most Indian food I enjoy. I love dal. Dal is very nice. I probably prefer dal to curry. But I don't know if curry is exclusively Indian. I suppose you've got Indian curry and then you've got other types of curry. But I don't know where it originated from, personally. Oh, that's right, he starts here, I forgot. Oh, that's not good. The only use of the word curry that I'm familiar with is sort of a synonym to Ghana, which I've always hated to use in that sense, because it just makes me think of the food. The most common phrase is to curry favour, and I hate that, because I just think of, you know, someone, I don't know, giving someone a bowl of curry to, you know, make them happy, which is stupid. Any curry is good curry. You think it's incredible and so versatile. It goes great with rice. Yes, it does. Anything that goes well with rice is good, because rice is just great. Any person from an Asian country will tell you that rice trumps bread any day, and I tend to agree. It's better for you as well. I like bread, because I'm a dirty Westerner, but I agree that rice is pretty great. Westerners have become pretty assimilated, though, when it comes to Asian food and Indian food and the like. Especially Asian stir-fry. A lot of Westerners do a stir-fry these days. Because it's easy, and it tastes good. Alright. I don't think this guy's going to last very long at all. I'm glad that we went two-man, because otherwise I wouldn't be able to enjoy Baroth again, because he'd be too busy dying for me to actually enjoy the fight. But yeah, Baroth has always been an interesting hunt for me. He was everyone's wall in Tri, at least the people who were still getting used to the game, having played it as their first Monster Hunter. I will tell you that I'm okay to get out of this myself, but if he wants to help me, then he can. But yeah, Baroth was very much a difficulty for me as well, and I was coming from Unite. There was something about his relentlessness. He was almost like... He wasn't in every sense of the concept a Tigrex equivalent, but he was similar in the sense that he was extremely aggressive. Oh hey Gaming, good to see you on Twitch again. I'm sure you're very pleased to see me back. But yeah, he's a nothing monster in World, but in Tri he was serious business, and he gave me trouble. Especially, what it comes down to is that he is a very, very sudden jump in difficulty in the game. Kurapeko is noticeably harder than Great Jaggy, but this guy really puts you through your paces, and it's absolutely necessary to be careful with what you're doing. Every action you take has a consequence against this monster in Tri, particularly in the early game. But I will say that even in high rank, and that it was a high rank game, if you were endgame high rank fighting a high rank Baroth, he could still cause trouble. Not all the time, but he could. The way they did him in Tri, his charging attacks were more relentless. There was less of a... there was almost no break time at the end of his charge. He would finish it, and then he'd immediately be ready to turn around and do it again. Whereas in Portable Third they introduced sort of a slowing down of his animation to give you some breathing space. But for me, the relentlessness of Baroth really made him an interesting monster to fight. And again, for the Tri players, he was just a real difficulty. That is true, Trash, but clearly Vin and I do not have Palicos equipped. I don't know why I don't have my Palico equipped, but apparently I don't. I'm sure there would be a reason, but I should use wolves more. It's a bit overkill, but I'll do it anyway. Honestly, it feels good to be back on Twitch. I will say that. I just like having two chats to check. It's more fun. It's a bit harder for the people in each respective chat if there are people talking that they can't read the comments of, but the solution there is to open both chats as the viewer. Doesn't mean you have to watch both streams because it's the same shit, but yeah, it is what it is. As long as it looks fine on YouTube, I'm happy. But yeah, usually each player, when it's two-man, can have their Palico here. But interestingly, Vin doesn't have his equipped either. So. It is possible for only one to be in the quest. If one person has it unequipped, it's not a big deal. It would end up being, are you capturing? Okay. That's quite fine by me. And again, you don't want the quest to be over much faster than that. So it is a good thing that we ended up two-manning. Could have always used something a little weaker. Could have even used something that was elementally inappropriate. But I don't play the game like that. Sorry. If I'm going to use something weaker, it will never be elementally inappropriate. Because that's just wrong. That's not pleasant at all. Alrighty. I've always preferred the cats to the Sharkalakas. Some people really do have an affinity and a preference for the Sharkalakas in Tri and 3 Ultimate. It's Sharkalakas plural only in 3 Ultimate. It was Char-Char exclusively in Tri. But you had Char-Char and Kayamba in 3 Ultimate, and I never really liked them too much. At least not compared to a cat, and especially as of Portable Third, I really didn't care for the Sharkalakas because in Portable Third, that was the game where you were able to deck out your cat in armor and weaponry. which was amazing. At the time, that was fucking awesome. I remember, because in Freedom Unite versus Try, it really didn't make a difference, because, or rather it did make a difference whether it was a feline or a shakalaka, because at that time, the customizability of Cha-Cha was not reflected in the customizability of felines, because you couldn't customize them. They just had some sort of default loadout, and they would join the quest with you with that default loadout. You couldn't actually change it. But in the case of Cha-Cha, you could change his mask, which would influence the way he would support you in a hunt. So that was interesting. But once Portable Third got themselves caught up with the changes made in Try, they killed it with felines, absolutely killed it. The whole scrap system that we take for granted today was brand new in Portable Third. It was exactly the same in Portable Third as it is today. They didn't need to evolve it because it was done perfectly originally, and it was just an amazing system, and I will always prefer that. So good. One thing they did change with felines, I believe, is their ability to place traps during quests, and some of their support capabilities have changed, but in terms of their loadouts, that's basically unchanged from Portable Third. Try and Portable Third were the real big games of Monster Hunter, the ones that really brought Monster Hunter into a new dimension, without actually detracting from what makes Monster Hunter special and unique. Unlike World, yeah, but it's good stuff. I love going back to those games. Not so much Try, more like 3 Ultimate and Portable Third. I'm sick of reading Kapussy all the time. Cortex and Charm. For Hellblade? No. G-turns out of thin air. Yeah, let's do a Chameleos, why not? I can live with that. Starting to run out of potatoes whiskey here. Again, Potato bought that bottle for me. Almost literally. Rust Razor G1. Okay. I thought it was going to be Chameleos, but sure. I can live with that. Ugh. Feeling my neck a bit. Alright. So I guess Thunder is what we want to use, but in terms of weaponry... Well, in terms of the weapon type, I guess we could go Gun Lance. No, why do I keep looking at Blunt Lance and thinking it says Gun Lance? It's so stupid. I only did that for the first time yesterday, and now I've done it again. It's really weird. Let's go with the Elemental Gun Lance again, and find our Thunder thing. Oh god. I haven't had one of those bots in a while on Twitch. I guess they're especially targeting me because I haven't been live in a long time. Nope. Moe Future. Okay. I'd say a Moe Future would be a positive outlook on the future. Yeah. Nothing wrong with a Moe Future. Weird ass fucking name, but fair enough. Do I think underwater segments can work in Monster Hunter? I think they always worked. I don't think water combat was ever inherently bad. I never enjoyed it. And I've talked about this before, Capcom could have never done underwater combat any differently to how they ended up doing it. I think they nailed it. First time around they nailed it. I think it's inevitable that underwater combat will be less enjoyable because of course a hunter does not thrive in an underwater environment. Of course, underwater is going to be slower and more arduous a process than just running around on land because while the hunters seem to be superhuman, they are still human, and so therefore they do not thrive in the water. Whereas when you're hunting an underwater monster, that monster lives in the water and thrives in the water. That is their environment. So I think no matter what, underwater combat is always going to be a situation where you, a non-underwater creature, is taking on an underwater creature, so you will inherently be at a disadvantage when it comes to your maneuverability. Now, whether or not it's okay to keep that in Monster Hunter is what's up for debate, which is probably what you're suggesting. Do I think it should be in Monster Hunter? Do I think that it can be done in a way that's going to make everyone happy? My answer is probably not to both questions. It's sort of a two-part question there. Should it be in the game, and if it should be, can they do it in a way that will make everyone happy? I think the answer is no to both questions, because in the end, I don't enjoy underwater combat personally. I look back on it fondly because it exists in only 2 games, and they are my 2 favourite Monster Hunter games pretty much, Tri and 3 Ultimate. And I really do love those games, they are dear to my heart. But I hate underwater combat. Whenever I return to it, I'm like, this is why I hate it. When I haven't engaged in underwater combat for a while, I think back to it and I think, that's so cool that you can fight a monster underwater. You can see a body of water and just jump into it. But then I actually engage in that system and I'm like, fuck, this sucks. Happens every time. Which probably means that it probably shouldn't be in Monster Hunter. But if they brought it back, I'd be alright with it. Because I think that it's realistic. This is a big Cyanotol. But yeah, I don't think they could have done it any differently. There was nothing wrong with the system itself. It was the concept that people had trouble with. Because if you're expecting to have the same mobility underwater as you do on land, tough titties. Tough fucking titties. It's not going to be that way. And if you don't like it, the solution is to not have underwater combat. That's the way it is. It used to piss me off seeing people suggest that Capcom could have done better with underwater combat. Maybe they could have. But that's not to suggest that there was anything wrong with underwater combat as it appears in Tri and 3 Ultimate. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's the concept itself that people struggle to appreciate. Which is fine. I struggle to appreciate it whenever I play those games as well. So, yeah. I think that's true, Trash. I think that's a really good point. Maybe underwater should be an option just from getting from place to place. For navigation. For traversing areas within a map. But for actual confrontation with large monsters, probably not. In fact, we could say that they could even allow for confrontation with small monsters. But large monsters, I think, is probably not ideal. But again, if they brought it back, I wouldn't be too concerned by it. I wouldn't be like, oh, how could they bring this back? This is terrible. I really wouldn't mind. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Okay, I only knocked away Moe Future. Which again, is just such a strange name. It's like he just called a name... It's like a bit of a randomized name, maybe like a 2-part name, and the 2 parts were pulled out of a hat. Something like that. Moe Future. It's just weird. Maybe it probably has some meaning to it, but I'm not about to theorize as to what it might mean. I know you're doing the attack, I'm not stupid. Arsehole creature. Alright, Dragon Blast is ready, let's be smart with its usage. I find myself using Gunlance more often these days, I don't know why. I'll tell you what, Gunlance is the weapon type that I'm most fatigued by when I use it a lot. It's because it's so fucking immobile. Alright, let's do it now. Very good. Got every single one of those hits off, that's very nice to see. Let's go sharpen up. We have to sharpen pretty quickly with this weapon, don't we? I guess it's because I don't have sharpness skills on my gun lance sets in this game, which is really not great, but I can live without them. It's just not as good as perhaps having them. It's always better to have them. Right. I don't think this guy... Oh, this is the G1. We have to be very careful. We don't want to kill him in here. Now, it's not a problem for everyone, but for me, I always forget about capture quests. I always forget we have to capture, but if this is G1, we definitely have to capture, yeah. Okay, let's... I think he might be limping out, but there's no guarantee... No, he's not. Fuck, this is the worst situation. This is the worst scenario. And the fact that he's going this way means that he has... He's probably halfway through his health, as opposed to maybe 2/3 of the way through. So that's pretty shit. Whatever. We do have to be careful though, because if we get his health down to a point where he's going to limp, he's not going to limp immediately because he just got hit. So we do have to be very careful with what we're doing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place a trap at a time that seems appropriate. After this mount. Definitely after this mount. I don't think I'm going to attack during this mount. What I'll do is I'll just wait until towards the end of the mount. And hopefully at that point we will be ready. All I need to do is ensure that I don't get hit while placing this trap. Let's give this a try. There we go. That's how you do it. You just have to do it intuitively. How was my weekend? Pretty good. It was fairly normal. What is that switch axe? That's a really nice looking switch axe. I'd love to get a better look at that. Or look at that. Well, I'm not sure what it was, but it looked really nice. Just a real nice, clean look to it. Alrighty. Moa Future was the one with the nice looking switch axe. I'd just like to see what it's called. Zephyra Halberd. That must be Rust Razor. Yeah, Rust Razor switch axe. No, that looks like... No, that's Astalos. Deviant Astalos switch axe. I've never seen it before. That's really interesting. I like that a lot. Oops. Don't fucking take a screenshot. You tried Charge Blade. Don't know why exactly, but I still hate it. Well, you need to do more than try it. You need to get good at it. Or at the very least, understand how to use it well. How well can you use Charge Blade compared to a weapon type that you're comfortable with? You need to be at least, you know, half as good with Charge Blade as you are with your most comfortable weapon type before you can really decide whether you dislike it. That's what I think. Skip. Come on, Moa Future, it's your turn. Player 3. Oh dear. You are not player 3, Vec. Okay. Vec is definitely eager. Don't know what Moa Future's doing. Who next? These guys are fucking... They're off their heads. Look at this. Okay. Player 2. I say, as player 2, skip. Izura says, player 3 next. Player 3 says, who's next? Player 4 says, me? Welcome to the Generations Ultimate community. Fucking hell. This is blowing my mind. Is it Vec or me? He said... P3. You were not skipped if you opened your fucking eyes. He said player 3. How hard is this? I mean, I guess he didn't read what was said. Fucking hell. It's like pulling teeth out. With the old, tie the string round the tooth, put it on the door, and slam the door. That old trick. Moet, post the quest before I lose my mind. Yeah. I mean, Izura is fine, he's just, you know, not the most communicative. Which is fine, I guess I'm not either, but fucking hell. I mean, it's a turns room, it's not fucking complicated. It's pretty simple. You start from player 1, you descend to player 4, and then you repeat. What the fuck is the complicated part of that? I don't know. Bolt Reaver G3? Sure. Hey Ron, I'm sorry I haven't yet done Freedom. I know you're looking for a Random Hunts Freedom recording. It'll happen soon. It just hasn't happened, but do understand that it is on the agenda. Absolutely. Okay, what are we doing? Maybe longsword? I guess ice would be the way to go. What is my ice longsword? Frostfelt. Okay. This is what I use as my ice weapon in Unite as well, isn't it? I think so. 2 Bolt Reavers. Right here. Let's look for the old... Oh, we could go Thunder Res, yeah. Looking for Exchanger again. There you are. Well, I'm glad we finally got that sorted out. Player 3 has finally posted his quest and now we can depart. Okay, now. Sigamos, says Izura. Okay. Whenever you're ready. Seriously. Ron, I don't know if you watched me on Twitch in the past. I don't think you did. I think you started watching after I stopped going live on Twitch, but I'm actually multi-streaming to Twitch again. So, if you would prefer to watch me on Twitch, it should be higher quality. You can watch me on there. It's Doomlink with a C at the end instead of a K. If you did watch while I was on Twitch, then sorry, I don't remember anymore. Oh, you're up there? Actually, that makes sense. Should be faster going this way. Alright. So, with 2 Bolt Reavers, I'm not sure if there is a risk of another one coming in here. Like, while we're hunting the first one, but... hopefully we can kill the first one fairly quickly, because of course it will be reduced health, given that it's a double monster quest. That unfortunately did not connect with the monster. Don't think I've ever gone longsword with Bolt Reaver. Don't think it'll be too complicated. Gotta love that high grade earplug action. Anyone who doesn't use high grade earplugs, I'm so sorry for you. Really. My personal top 3 Monster Hunter games? I'd never considered a top 3 before. My favourite is definitely 3 Ultimate. After that... I guess my top 3 would be first 3 Ultimate, followed by... I'm just considering whether or not to put Freedom Unite in that list of top 3. I guess we'll say... And I'm also considering whether or not to put Portable third in that list of top 3. It's really hard to know. And, you know, I'm also negotiating for Ultimate. The 3 that I'm not sure about are Portable third, Freedom Unite, and for Ultimate. Where would I put them, and which of those 3 would I omit from the top 3? I'm not too sure. It would probably depend on the day, really. Let's say 3 Ultimate, Freedom Unite for nostalgia, followed by Portable third, with 4 Ultimate very close behind, which is absolute, you know, sacrilege to your average Monster Hunter player, because some people think 4 Ultimate's the best. 4 Ultimate's great, but there are certain parts of it that I really don't like. I absolutely hate the Apex system, because of Whitestones, nothing else. I absolutely hate the Guild Quest endgame. And unfortunately, both of those 2 things that I've just mentioned are major parts of the G rank of 4 Ultimate, so I can't really take issue with those 2 things and then simultaneously enjoy 4 Ultimate enough for it to be in my top 3. I might be able to enjoy it enough for it to be my 3rd favourite, but I'm not sure about 2nd or most favourite. I don't think that's realistic at all. The reason why Try doesn't enter into it is because that game had so little content, and there were issues with it. Most of my enjoyment with Try comes from the online community. Definitely in terms of the game that I enjoyed playing the most, Try would be it. But that's not because of how good the game was. It was a great game. But my enjoyment with Try was what it was because of how good the online community was. So, yeah, I can't exactly say that Try is the best game because it had a good online community. That doesn't sound quite right. Try had problems. Mainly balancing problems. You had to deal with the fact that there was almost no content. They decided to put purple sharpness in the game, which made it so that using anything that wasn't purple sharpness was almost not even worth it, because purple sharpness was so incredibly strong compared to white sharpness, or any weapon that didn't have purple sharpness, that was just all you needed to use. It was just Elatrion and Deviljho weapons. That's how it was. And that's kind of crap. So yeah, lack of content and kind of poor balancing in that regard puts Try below Portable third and 3 Ultimate. 3 Ultimate is basically a more polished version of Try, with a whole lot more content, with stuff from Portable third as well. And because it's my opinion that 3rd generation is the best generation of Monster Hunter, it would therefore mean that 3 Ultimate is my favourite. And of course there are certain aspects of 3 Ultimate that I don't like either. I don't like slime in 3 Ultimate. I think the moral of the story is that no matter what game you're talking about, there are going to be issues, because Capcom cannot get it perfect. I suppose no one can get it perfect. But there will always be balancing issues in any Monster Hunter game that you play. Because, you know, it's Capcom. They can't balance worth a fuck. Oh shit. I've been taking a lot of hits. I can't believe that we're still on the first fucking Astalos. I bet if I were playing better, we'd already be done. But I'm not playing better, sadly. I've been a bit distracted by this conversation. I've been playing entirely subconsciously. And my subconscious isn't doing a good job today. That was a very nice way to kill that monster. I like that. That was really good. I wish Astalos had a bit more of a noticeable colour change to that of the regular. Oh yeah. If you really want to enjoy single player, yeah, play something from 1st generation. Then you'll probably reconsider life on this earth. As in whether or not you still want to exist. Hello, Rivian. I think I've only seen you once or twice before. Welcome. Yeah, people started hacking or modding or cheating, depending on how you want to say it, in Tri starting around 2013. In 2013, I did notice a lot of people just cheating. Prior to, I'd say in 2010 and 2011, you'd almost never see it. The only people who would cheat were people who just got themselves done rank 999. Those are the only people that you would see cheat prior to that point, but by the time you were getting to about late 2012, early to mid 2013, when the game died, there were a few people going around just modding the game ridiculously, putting down infinite bombs, shooting infinite cluster ammunition during Elatrion hunts, things like that. Which was a sad way for the game to go. But it is what it is. It was just so easy to mod it. In the end, you just had to homebrew your Wii and then that was it. And honestly, by that time, most people had homebrewed their Wiis because of how easy it was to do. The appeal of cheating is, I guess, for those people, that they had just gotten sick of playing the game, and they wanted to find something to keep it entertaining for themselves, and ultimately, their willingness to ruin other people's experience is founded in their lack of empathy and their self-absorbed nature as people. So, not much you can do with them, but I agree that it's pretty sad. I couldn't sheathe my weapon and dive fast enough for that shit. I'm getting hit quite a lot in this quest, and I do apologise for my poor performance. Come on, hit the monster, Doomlink. You can do better than this. Well, probably could have critical junctured a few times during this hunt as well, but I haven't even done it once. Might sharpen up. And he goes straight after me, of course. Oh no. What are you up to? Where are you? Fucking hell. What a mess. Try to get that red gauge up, come on. No. Doesn't look about right to me. Oh, jeez. Okay. That's the second death for Moe Future. Oh, fucking hell. No, 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 no! I was stuck in my attack there. Please don't combo me. No, stop, stop, you fucking asshole! Why do you combo me like that? Shit, if we fail this quest, that's going to be extremely annoying. I will concede that my performance really hasn't been good in this hunt, but I don't like being comboed like that. It's not fucking fair. I'm doing alright, Vernon. You're welcome to play with me if you'd like to. I'm live on Twitch again, if you'd like to watch me there. Otherwise, you're welcome to just keep watching on YouTube. Whatever you would prefer. I'm not going to use a Mega Dash Juice. We may yet fail this quest. I don't think we will, but you never know. I'd really fucking like it if we didn't, but I'm prepared for the worst. I don't know if it's faster to go this way or the other way, but I'll go this way. Oh. Vex shout is Senzu beans for the win. Ugh. Got a message on my phone. Oh, Probably, no, probably just a Discord notification. Most likely. I don't even think Astalos has left that area. I think he flew there when we first started fighting him, and he's still there. I'd love it if we could get him to limp out of this area. Just as I said that. And he's not fucking limping. I don't know if I should blame myself or blame the team for sucking, but I guess I'm contributing to the suckage, which is not a word that I often use. I've probably used it twice in my life, including this time. I'll probably be streaming for another hour or so. I could always go for a little longer than that, I'm not too sure. But at least an hour. Hey RxYarn, good to see you on Twitch again. Well, you're probably thinking the same. Good to see you on Twitch again, Doomlink. So yeah, I'm back. Because fuck YouTube. So fucking sick of YouTube, man. Oh, and isn't it so good to see almost no delay on the Twitch chat? It's so good. I mean, I could reduce the latency on YouTube, but that would be at the expense of quality visually. So I keep the latency at normal on YouTube, which is the lowest, or the highest level of latency, that is. And, yeah, I just want to make sure that people can see me on YouTube in the same quality they can see me on Twitch. But unfortunately, to do that, the latency is much higher. So I have not seen the Palicos in the Monster Hunter movie. Trash. Makes angry Skyward Sword Link look like fine art. That is a very scathing review. How much are you gonna ping, mate? Just wait, and it'll be in the fucking trap in no time. You are seriously bombing during a trap. You, my friend, have drunk the Kool-Aid. You are now one of those people who, instead of letting the team attack a monster during a fucking trap, you're instead going to bomb everyone away for like a third of the damage we could have dealt. Because you are ignorant. I hope you're proud of yourself. Anyway. Some people just don't have common sense. What can you say? Or maybe they just think bombs do so much more damage than they actually do, I don't know. Hey Vernon. On Twitch now. It's all good. I'll just have to remember that your name's Wargreymon. We've got Vernon, Phoenix, Wargreymon. That's alright. I can remember 3 names for regular viewers. It's the ones who don't tune in often that I struggle with. Alright. Although I suppose it was my choice to keep calling you Vernon, but seems more intimate to me. How are we still in this quest? I guess I have to blame myself to some extent because, I mean, come on. I really didn't want a mount in that moment, but I guess I'll take it. I guess I'll take it. There we go. I love doing the spirit combo in midair. It's just really cool. If you can start it while in midair, it's good fun. Alright, sounds good, Vernon. Oh. Come on, yes. I was hoping that he wasn't going to successfully limp out. At least we got that done. I'd say that was about 16 minutes. Pretty shit. Although that was G3, wasn't it? I guess they're fairly strong. In other words, while they do have reduced health because it's a double quest, I guess it's not the same sort of thing you would deal with in a regular G-rank double quest because this is G3 Deviant, so maybe I shouldn't beat myself up so much. Probably wasn't too bad at all. But yeah, I'll try to treat Twitch seriously. I'll try to get a good viewership on Twitch. Hopefully a loyal one. We'll see what we can do. But Twitch is the way forward for me. YouTube just... it's not doing it. Absolutely not doing it for me. I will continue to auto-archive to YouTube, but... fuck it to hell, man. Fuck it to hell. Alright. So I think I'm currently in a turns room, so what I'll probably do is find a new room so that Vernon can join. Do I play any instruments? I did when I was growing up, but I don't anymore, although I would like to start learning instruments again. I'd love to learn guitar, but that is a huge undertaking. Turns and then objective Alatrion. But Zamtrios is on the quest board. What the fuck? Look, in the end, Arexian, if you're serious about streaming, Twitch is the way to go, because YouTube just fucking sucks. The reason why I treated YouTube as my main platform of content creation is because I've been here since, you know, the beginning of Let's Playing, basically. Not creating videos, but definitely there to watch them. It wasn't until 2009 that I started producing Let's Plays, but that's where I started, and I wanted to have some level of loyalty there, but YouTube has done nothing but push me away with how fucking terrible it is, so yeah. There is a free space here, Vernon, if you can get in. Well, actually, you can just join on me, and hopefully no one takes the slot before you get in. But if someone does take it, then I'll probably just make my own room. We've got Zamtrios on the board here. Okay. So, we could go hammer. I don't think I usually hammer as Zamtrios. Something a little different from the norm. I don't often find myself hammering monsters that are weak to fire. Don't know why. But yeah. Looks like you'll be able to make it in, Vernon. There isn't much of a fight for this space, obviously. This is assuming you are ready to hunt now. I did see you come online. Come on, baby exchanger. Not seeing it. If I don't have it, then life goes on, doesn't it? Yeah, that's fine. Let's go attack. No, we'll go defense because my hammer set doesn't really have great defense. Yeah, we'll go defender high. Hey, Ron. You are the real Ron Money. Good to know. Vernon made it in. Good to see. So yeah, we're doing Zamtrios here. Should be a quick, easy hunt, just to start with. But yeah, we'll probably stick around in this room for the rest of the recording if we can. That's the way I usually do it, if I'm with a person. Again, as always, if anyone else is playing Generations Ultimate and would like to hunt, you're always welcome to. I will cater to that scenario. In other words, if a second person would want to join, then I would just make a room and ensure that there was space for those two people to come. And then, even under those circumstances, I could accommodate 4 people, including myself. 3 viewers and me, which is always fun, and then we could even rotate in. I mean, we used to do that actually, but that was back when I had something of a Twitch following. Oh, I forgot to restock my inventory. Well, that's annoying. I guess I was distracted getting into a room. Oh. You are the real one, yes. I would imagine so. I can't imagine a fake Ron Money getting into my Twitch stream. Can't imagine there are too many of you out there in the world. I really haven't hammered a Zamtrios many times in the past, so I'm not really expecting to do terribly well. I will try though, I'm not just going to give up. We'll go for 1 KO at least. That's what you should always aim for, at least 1 KO per hunt. Anything beyond that is sort of extra, you know. Depending on the monster. If it's a hyper monster, you should be getting 2 because the quest always lasts for longer. I don't really want to go in there because I'm worried that I'll end up in the load zone. He's going fat already. This makes it a little hard to KO him. I think he's going to die before the first KO, to be honest with you. Maybe I should have gone for the super pound then. Sorry, Galen. Oh, he's doing that. Fucking hate that attack. It's scary. And it hurts. At least it's not hyper. If it were hyper, it would be a different story in terms of the amount of damage that you would expect to receive. I do like to do the spinning attack into the golf swing for good damage. I just have this feeling that it's considerably better than the super pound. It takes a little bit longer to get out, but it is higher damage, that's for sure. Alright, let's do a golf swing into his face if he can turn around in time. Ooh, I almost got it. Did I? No, I didn't get off the KO, but you could see what I was going for there. I've almost never hammered a Zamtrios, but I do have an intuitive understanding of his movements, so therefore I can hammer him effectively if I try hard enough. Well, he's died a fat boy. Look at him. Ugh. Disgusting fat monster. Alrighty. What I hate is how his mouth is just, you know, angles off to the side like that, and then his chin is this, it's his whole body, it's just, oh, it's disgusting. Disgusting creature. Very fast hunt though, which is what I was expecting, but I would have liked to have gotten off a KO at least once. But you cannot have everything in life now, can you? No, you cannot. Alright. I don't know whose turn it is next. It's probably... I think I'm player 3 in this room, so... I won't need to be skipped immediately. Okay. Wish I had some port, but I don't have port, sadly. It's alright. I suppose I'll finish off this whiskey today. Yeah, for those who are not sure why I set my stream to mature, in case it were not obvious, it's bad language and alcohol consumption. These things are not friendly for those under the age of 18. I wasn't always set as a mature stream, because as a small streamer you don't, at least on Twitch, you don't need to worry about being set to mature, really, but I thought it would be good to do it just so that I didn't have to worry about doing it in the future. Like, when do you draw the line? When do you realize, oh, I have enough of a following now that I should set the stream to mature? You just do it, and then you don't have to worry about it. It's not a big deal, and the hilarious thing is that it's just to cover Twitch's ass. Because Twitch knows that the vast majority of people under the age of 18 are just watching mature streams anyway, so... yeah. I mean, all the Twitch people were kids once. Should I go Blunt Lance? Yeah, let's go Blunt Lance. Blunt Lance is having a bit of a debut on my channel. Because I don't think I had ever used it on camera yesterday. And now I'm using it. Alright. So, normally I would go Element if I'm going Blade Master against a Cantor. I think a Cantor was particularly elementally weak, so therefore it feels like I'm almost missing out on heavy damage if I go for Raw, but I feel like going Blunt Lance, what can I tell you? Yeah, okay. No, not a voucher. Defense up large, defender high, and Dung Master, yeah. I'm gonna dung this fucking Acantor. And he's gonna fly away. I swear to God, I don't know where or when this was, but Acantor and Ukanlos used to be classified as flying wyverns. Sounds weird, right? Well, I believe I read that somewhere. It may have been an incorrect entry in a wiki, somewhere. But I swear to God they were classified as flying wyverns. I always imagined in my head that I read it in-game information, but maybe I didn't. Because I think they're actually fanged wyverns, or maybe not. I don't know what the fuck they are, but I think they were classified as flying wyverns at one time. As ridiculous as that may sound, because, you know, you would think the one requisite for a flying wyvern would be to have, I don't know, wings. Well, not necessarily wings, but let's say the ability to fly. In the world of Monster Hunter, you don't necessarily need wings to be able to fly. Just look at Amatsuma Gatsuchi. But definitely fucking helps. But certainly to be classified as a flying wyvern. Oh, that's right, I'm supposed to have fucking Striker on this set. That's the first thing I have to do after this hunt. I have to set this loadout to Striker Lance. Because I'm sick of Guild Lance. Absolutely sick of it. Yeah, Tigrex was definitely flying in... Well, Tigrex has always flown, but in second generation, when a monster gets into a strange place, it will fly into the air, but at low altitude, and reposition in flight. And Tigrex did that, as well as monsters like Gravios and Basarios. Like, for example, imagine watching a Basarios flying around, or rather, imagine watching a Gravios flying around at low altitude. Well, that happened in the older games because they used to have to reposition by doing that. Let's imagine they went out of bounds in some strange place. They would have to reposition by doing that. So, yeah. They definitely did fly a lot more in those older games, because it was easier for them to get into an out-of-bounds area in those games. Try to advance forward there without getting hit. Well, I wasn't going to get hit, I just didn't want my shield to take the hit. Because then I'd be stuck in one place taking the hit, wouldn't I? That's the way it is. Oh, let's try to shield assault our way to the head. Very good. I'm so sorry, did I hit you there? That I didn't expect to affect you negatively like that. I'm very sorry. Galen? Or is it Galen? Galen. Galen. Good mount, Fern. As usual, you are the mounting extraordinaire of the team, usually. Alright. I'm sorry, Galen, I certainly wasn't expecting to mess you up, considering that I'm the guy with the lance, but I guess today is the day where I'm messing you up instead of the other way around, and I'm sorry for that. I take no pleasure in messing up my teammates, but I'm trying to be as sensible as I can. Let's corkscrew him. Which is what the team of gang-raping ducks said. From one duck to another. Why I just said that, I don't know. But whenever I think of a corkscrew, I think of duck penises. And I cannot be blamed for this. Only the internet can be blamed. I'm glad RxYarn finds that funny. Better than no one finding it funny, eh? Yeah, I saw that he ate you there, Vernon. That was a bit rough. He has this weird thing where he pins you down. It doesn't happen often. In fact, I've probably only seen it happen to me like twice or 3 times ever. I don't remember if he did it in Portable Third, but he does it in this game, and it's kind of awful. Ow. I guess he would have done it in 4 Ultimate as well. And I think Ukanlos also has a pinning attack. Whoa! He came up right on me. Well, I was never taught that duck penises were a corkscrew as a child in school. I don't think the reproduction of ducks was on the agenda in my school, but I guess you have my condolences for being taught that as a child. Anyway. I mean, what child needs to know that a duck has a corkscrew penis? Like, what? I don't need to know that. At any age. Yeah, clearly. I mean, people are complaining about the US education system, but you guys are learning about corkscrew duck penises, so hey, it sounds like you've got the upper hand to me. Fucking hell. Well, I don't know much about how to succeed in life, but I know all about duck penises. If Tron were here, he would have clipped that. Tron likes to clip about... well, he does like 5 clips per stream. He's a busy boy, but he doesn't watch for Monster Hunter, he watches for Zelda, which I love him for, because not many people watch me for Zelda. Oh dear. I mean, some will tune in for Zelda, but they don't watch me for Zelda. About to get corkscrew again. About to do my duck reenactment. You find a Cantor cute. Wrong. Okay. Well, that's very interesting, but... oh, S has disconnected. That doesn't appear to be a rage quit. But it does, however, appear to be a disconnect. That's gotta hurt. Imagine how much that would hurt. I'm doing 442 raw damage, just corkscrew jabbed him in the face. It's like the ultimate skull fuck. I can't let it go, can I? Anyway. Just look at its paws. I think those would be claws, not paws. I don't know, I mean, you could call them paws. I guess you could call them paws. If he is in any way comparable to a cat, in the way that Tigrex is compared to a tiger, and tigers are cats, then maybe this could be a feline-esque creature with paws, maybe. But I don't know. Seems like a bit of a stretch to me. Although there are animals in the animal kingdom that are not felines that do have paws, so as in P-A-W-S, not P-O-R-E-S. All animals have P-O-R-E-S. Or maybe they don't. I don't know much about paws in that sense. Only that it relates to skin. And I guess not all animals have, you know, skin on the outside, just, you know, sitting there. But I guess even skin that's covered by hair has paws, as in P-O-R-E-S. Fuck off. I mean, this is a riveting conversation, I know, but I'd rather not get hit to be forced back on the fight at hand, conversationally. There's another mount. God, you'd think we were playing 4 Ultimate whenever we're with Vernon, because he can mount so often. Well, I suppose if it were 4 Ultimate, he'd be mounting once every 60 seconds for the entire hunt. Whereas in this case, it's once every 3 minutes or so. Maybe more than that. Sorry, Galen, I'm very sorry. I mean, I wish that you were not so easily flinched by my attacks, but it seems that you certainly are. Just trying to be smart with my corkscrew jab usage again, just waiting for the right moment. This looks like it's coming up, except I now need to sharpen. That's a shame. That was a good time to do it. Should we risk it? Oh wait, yeah. Oh no, let's just go for him. Go, 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 baby. Oh, paralysis. Very good. Attacking his arm here. Might just heal up, just to be nice and careful. Where are you heading off to? Just over there? Very good. Don't have to chase you too far. Let's shield assault to that face again. Very good. I love shield assault, it really adds such lovely mobility to this weapon. This weapon type. Yeah, I think that was almost right in the chest, and that was almost the killing attack. Nice work, everyone. That was pretty much right on 10 minutes. Which isn't too bad considering we lost our 4th hunter during the last 2 or 3. No, 1 or 2 minutes, that is. Not too bad at all. Alright. Again, a Cantor is a very typical fight for me when I'm recording, or just whenever I'm playing Generations Ultimate in general. Seems to always happen that I will be hunting a Cantor while playing this game. Because again, everyone wants him. I think even Vernon needs a Cantor at the moment. Or even if he doesn't need it right now, it'll be useful for him to hunt a Cantor, so... yeah, because he's still making stuff. In my case, I'm really past the point where I'm making stuff in this game. I mean, I could. I'm technically not, because I'm still trying to work on that fucking status set that requires monster hunters. That is my 6th conquest sphere. 6th conquest sphere. Say that 5 times really fast. 6th conquest sphere. 6th conquest sphere. 6th conquest sphere. It's... You can do it if you really, really take care of your enunciation, but fucking hell. It's not that easy. Tongue twisters with Doomlink. What a fun way to spend your day. Alright. What's our next hunt? We'll need to wait for another person here. I will just say skip me. Just so that we can make sure that Galen knows that I am not going to be posting anything. So yeah, whatever you'd like to do, Vernon. Oh dear. Oh, you've got your status set on the ready. Oh, at the ready, I should say. Jeez. Looks like we'll have to sit here and wait for some people to join. I wouldn't change rooms because in the end, sometimes I do find it necessary to just create a room so that we can hunt together, so I'll just stick around in here. But we will start with you for the next round of turns. So just post whatever you'd like. I'm kind of excited to be back on Twitch. I'm excited to be away from YouTube in a sense. I'm not truly abandoning YouTube, but it's just good to be back. I feel like I can actually make progress over a period of time on Twitch, whereas there is no progress to be made on YouTube over any period of time, because it can all just fall out from underneath you at any time, like it has done, I feel. So I'm happy to be back on Twitch. Okay. Hellblade, let's go with this. Insect Glaive. Should I be going ice or water? Probably ice, but I will double check. Forged armor. Hellblade powder, I'm not even familiar with that drop. Is it better to capture or kill for that? I'm happy to do whatever will get you that most easily. Where is the Hellblade armor? Do I not fucking have it? Alright. Oh, neither. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and open Ping's decks. Not necessarily for the powder, but at the very least to check the primary weakness of Hellblade, because I keep forgetting it for some reason. So powder is a shiny drop only, 15% chance, or 10%. I could actually check, I could check powder for you, because I think we're going to be sitting here waiting for people anyway, so why not? Primary weakness for Hellblade Glavenus is ice, but to be completely honest, water is also a very good choice. In some cases, even better. It's one of those situations where the weakness elementally changes whether he's in the normal mode or the overheated mode. So, what I might do is I might check to see which of my, well, between my ice and my water insect glaives, I'm going to see which one has better stats. Looks like we've got a winner, baby. I'll go water. Now, let's check Glavenus powder. Or Hellblade powder, whatever they call it. Where is my keyboard? Here it is! I don't know what that's a reference of. Wish I could remember. Hellblade powder is not just a shiny drop, it's also acquirable as a head wound reward, like a head break reward, but it's only 5% as a wound reward, so yeah, it's mostly a shiny drop. It's actually fairly easy to get. Your guess of 15 or 10% is very, how do I say? Well, it's a much higher drop chance than that anyway. So, once you're in G, you're looking at about 33%. For the entirety of G1 to G5, it's 33% flat. So, just be glad that it's not 15% chance. It's about double that. You've had very bad luck in getting it? Well, to be honest, 33% is enough to cause you trouble with shiny drops. Most definitely. It is definitely one of those, it's one of those kinds of things that's honestly just annoying to get. So I can definitely relate. Well, not so much relate, but I can understand and sympathize. Hopefully we can get people to fucking join. I mean, I don't know what they want. A fucking written invitation? It's a turns room, come on. What the hell? Even on this screen it says, fail to add this person to your ignore list. Friends or people already on the list cannot be added. How broken is this fucking game? That's just weird. What? You've hunted 23 and you have yet to get. Well, how much have you acquired so far? I was about to say, and you've only acquired a certain amount, and then I realised that I didn't know how many you picked up, so. But I'd say 23 should be enough to get most of what you need, but I guess not. The powder is very rare in high rank, but not quite as rare in G rank. In high rank it's 18%, and then in G rank it's 33. So yeah, as long as we break the head every time and just look for all those shinies, I'd say you'll get what you need in a few. Oh, Tron, hello. Yes, it is real. It's quite real. We're back. And I do plan to take Twitch a little more seriously this time. It was previously used as more of a platform to just restream whatever would be on YouTube, but I'm going to treat it a little differently. I'm going to have Twitch a little more nicely laid out. Because as you know, my Twitch account is very bare bones, it's almost untouched. But I'm going to organise it kind of nicely. I'm going to have a nice bio or whatever the hell, if people care. The idea is it just looks... It looks lived in, it looks like it's something I'm treating seriously, which always leaves a good impression and it just helps. I understand Monster Hunter isn't your kind of thing, Tron, or at least that's what I think, but at least I'm here on Twitch. So next time I go live in Zelda, you can enjoy yourself here. If you can even come and join, but maybe you'll be even more inclined to watch if I'm on Twitch. I see. Well, 10 high rank and 13 G rank Hellblade to not even get one fucking powder is pretty miserable for them. And you've been picking up shinies most hunts, I'm assuming. So, were you picking up shinies during the high rank hunt? Or during any of your high rank hunts, I should say? Where the fuck are the people? Holy shit. This is absolutely miserable. Vernon, how about we relocate to a Hellblade room? Because I think I'd like to help you with this powder. It's looking pretty miserable for you, so I think we'll stick to Hellblade for the rest of this recording. Hellblade Glavenus. I'll call it Glaive Anus, how about that? Hell... No, Glaive Anus is longer than... Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, we'll just call it Hellblade Glav, okay. Let's not be silly about it. Objective, Hellblade Glavenus. Oh, that's cool, Tron. I do record plenty of Zelda, so... I'm glad I can at least give you something that you enjoy. Alright. Okay. So I'm thinking we'll be more likely to get people now. Especially if they think they're going to post whatever Hellblade they want. But at the end of the day, if you just need powder right now, then it's okay if they want to post whatever they want to post. What we'll do is we'll make it look like it's turns, at least initially. So I will post a Hellblade of my own. Actually, I can't. I'm completely non-leveled up for Hellblade, so I cannot post G-Rank Hellblade, so you'll have to post yours and then we'll just see what happens after that. In terms of what other people post. Of course, ideally I wouldn't be sitting here waiting for people to join, but we'll do what we can. Oh. Well, that's really annoying. So it turns out the skill system for Rise is going to be the same as it was in World, but they're going back on the Talisman and Decoration system. So, I don't know why the fuck they would do that. It sounds to me like they've got it completely and utterly fucking backwards. It would seem to me that the right way forward is to remove RNG from Talismans and to return to the point skill system. But it seems that Capcom is beyond reason in that regard. My fears that Capcom were beyond reason began with the realization that the SOS system was basically returning from World, which almost single-handedly ruined the online experience of World, which Capcom doesn't really seem to care about, because they obviously think that the streamlined nature of the SOS system, insofar as it allows people to get into hunts immediately with whatever monster they want, is necessary going forward in the series. Even though the system really does detract from what makes the online experience of Monster Hunter special. So Capcom has made it clear that they care a whole lot more about, I guess, catering to the brainless, instant gratification, moronic cunts than people who care about a good online experience. So, good on them. Thanks, Capcom. And bringing back the old skill system, you know, that's so interesting. You know, I said that when I play the full game, that's going to be when I can decide if what they do is going to make or break it. The demo doesn't tell me everything, and it's starting to look like the full game isn't going to do it. It's starting to look like this might be my last Monster Hunter game. So, we'll see. They should remake Monster Hunter Freedom Unite? I don't think they should. And the reason why is because much of what was in Freedom Unite has just been rehashed in future games anyway. You have to understand that Freedom Unite is present in its entirety, almost, in two different games. 4 Ultimate and Generations Ultimate. 4 Ultimate in the sense that basically every monster that was in Freedom Unite was in 4 Ultimate. And then also in the case that you can literally go to Poke Village in Generations and Generations Ultimate. So, for what reason would they remake Freedom Unite? I don't know. Yes, there are certain monsters that didn't return, like Ashen Lao Shanlang, Oh my god. I couldn't fight Ashen Lao Shanlai. My experience is ruined. There are more interesting hunts like Shen Gaoren and Yamatsukami, but still, like, Freedom Unite has been pretty well, I guess, reimagined in modern Monster Hunter. So there would be absolutely no reason to remake Freedom Unite because it wouldn't be different enough from what we've already seen in 4th generation is what I'm trying to say. So I don't think that will neither happen, nor does it need to happen. Epic Sax Guy has joined the room, which is interesting. I haven't seen Epic Sax Guy, not the person, but the meme in 9 years. So there you go. But yeah, if the Monster Hunter series, or Capcom in general, were not so desperate to constantly bring back old monsters, then yes, a remake of Freedom Unite would be worthwhile. But they have done nothing but bring back old stuff the whole time, so therefore, the only thing for Capcom to do is just continue moving forward. In fact, that's the best thing for them to do. Instead of bringing back older monsters, they need to have new monsters and to actually push themselves in a different direction, at least in terms of monsters, and in terms of locations that you visit, and all of that sort of thing. In terms of fundamental skill systems that were pretty much perfect fundamentally, changing those entirely is just stupid, and it's even more stupid if it's for the benefit of those who cannot take time to work out how to negotiate a more complicated system. There is no reason, because this is the thing. You do not need to accommodate these people, and I will tell you why. The solution for the people who are not willing to have a proper mixed armor set, like a mixed skill armor set, is for those people to just use a full armor set with, you know, some of the skills that they want, and then some extra skills that might or might not help them out. There has always been that option for those people who don't want to have exactly the skills that they want. In other words, doing a mixed set. If that option has always been there for people, then Capcom is looking for a solution to their problem that already exists, but they're still looking for a different solution, and in the end, the solution that they've found is at the expense of a nicely designed system that had no business disappearing. So, I don't know what Capcom's thinking, I don't know who's advising them, I don't know whose opinions they are using as a point of reference for their way forward in the series, but it seems like they're having trouble coming to grips with reality. That's what I would have to say. Because anyone with any fucking sense would know that the world skill system sucked complete and utter donkey balls. Complete donkey balls. The only people who like it are the people who know how to tolerate it. And perhaps also the people who don't have the sensitivity to identify what they've lost from 4th gen to 5th gen. Simple as that. Alamundra I have not seen before. I don't even know what that monster is, but I'm really eager to fight new monsters, I will tell you that much. I'm very eager. I don't necessarily have high hopes that they're going to be good monsters, but I'm eager to see what they've got on offer, because I want to see new monsters. I'm sick of fighting the same fucking monsters every generation. Some people like that, but hey, some of these monsters I've fought for 5 generations now. Not 2, because it didn't start in 4th generation like a lot of these 4 Ultimate Red Rocket masturbators. But, I don't even know what I just said. Basically, I mean to say that people get a big hard-on for 4 Ultimate and talk about it like it's the epitome of traditional Monster Hunter, even though it's really not even traditional Monster Hunter. You can tell I'm getting a bit annoyed now, just by this conversation. The reason why is because I'm so disappointed. I was really holding out hope in Capcom that they would have done something interesting with the skill system. But what do? They retain what was wrong with the world system and remove the one kind of decent step forward. I wouldn't say the way Capcom did talismans and decorations was perfect. I don't think so. But I think it was a good way forward. They were acknowledging that the RNG system of talismans was a problem. Everyone has a problem with that. I don't think anyone likes the RNG system of talismans. I've never seen anyone speak positively of it, but what do? They bring it back, and then keep the world system of skills. Like, it's fucking unbelievable, it's shocking. I mean, how tone deaf do they have to fucking be? I just don't believe it. So yes, I am frustrated to come to this realization. And I'm very disappointed in Capcom that they would drop the ball so fucking hard. Not only have they dropped the ball, they've let it roll into a ditch where it's never going to come back. It's down that ditch forever now. If this is what they're doing for Rise, it's very important to take note of the fact that whatever they do in Rise is almost going to finalize the way forward for Monster Hunter. Because World does not dictate the way forward on its own. It acts as a point of reference, it acts as a basis, however it does not dictate the way forward for 5th generation. What dictates the way forward is what Rise chooses to keep from World, and what they choose to change. It's starting to become evident that Capcom don't know what the fuck they're doing. They know what they need to do, they don't know how to do it, and they're floundering. They are absolutely fucking floundering. I don't think the Japanese are going to appreciate Rise. If they do, then okay. But I don't think they will. And because they won't appreciate it, it means Capcom's failed in what they were trying to do differently from World. And if I don't like it, it's likely the Japanese won't like it. And I'm not absolutely hell-bent on disliking Rise. I'm just going to play it, I'm going to see how I feel about it. But it's starting to look like I'm not going to like it, based on the more recent developments relating to the full game. So I don't think the Japanese are going to like it. And why is it the Japanese aren't going to like it? It's because they don't want a streamlined Monster Hunter. They don't want that. The traditional Monster Hunter system is incredibly comfortable for them. It's what they've always used. It's what they've always done. And there was a value in that. There's nothing to fix. There are certain things to fix, but not the entire system on a fundamental level, which is what they're doing by using the world skill system. This instant gratification, brainless load of shit. You know, little changes like... I mean, I don't know if they're going to do this for Rise, but how capturing a monster and killing a monster achieve the same thing, ultimately. You get the same rewards. I mean, why does it have to be streamlined in such a way that capturing a monster means nothing now? Or killing a monster means nothing? As long as the quest is complete, that's it. Why do you simplify things like this? Why do you simplify everything that makes Monster Hunter beautiful and unique? For the benefit of some brainless cunts who wouldn't give a shit about where Monster Hunter came from. They wouldn't give a shit about anything except the most recent game. So they don't care about your series, they don't care about what makes Monster Hunter special. They just want to have a nice, comfortable entrance point for them. They want to have their penises massaged as gently as possible for the benefit of their own inflexible, low-level gaming needs. And you're gonna cater to those fucking people. What a joke. What a fucking joke. Seriously. It's very easy for me to get frustrated by this topic of discussion, but it is still true that I might yet enjoy Rise. We'll see. I don't know, but it's just... I don't know, man. You have to know where to draw the line. And I understand Capcom's conundrum. They've had more success with World than anything else they've touched in the Monster Hunter series. World is their highest selling game of all time, to my understanding. It's very hard to walk away from World changes when they have been given such powerful results. But they need to look beyond that somehow. They're trying. They have acknowledged that something with World wasn't right. It may have performed so much better than everything else, but they're acknowledging that something wasn't right because of the Japanese reaction to it. They can see it. but they're seeing it through a haze, like they're seeing it through a blur of money, of financial success. I've got all the money, but all the other stuff that's worth a damn is gone. Like integrity, dignity, things like that. A series that can be respected. And let me make it very clear that I do not speak for the majority of old Monster Hunters. I do not. There are some people who are old Monster Hunter players who think World is just fucking dandy. They think Iceborne's great, Clutch Claw's great. They don't know what the fuck's going on. Half of those people, okay? Some of them can make a case for World and all the changes that have been made because they can come to conclusions sensibly, and they do actually invite critical thinking into their thought processes. However, the vast majority of people who are A-okay with World are people who wouldn't know what the fuck's going on because they don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to anything. They're just playing the game, they're like, yeah, I like this. And then that's the end. So, there you go. Hello, ghosting. Yeah, that's exactly right. Like frozen chicken running down a dark hallway, Capcom realizes that there was something wrong here. But, yeah, the more I hear about what we are going to see in the full game of Rise, the less respect I have for Capcom. I haven't even used extract under this whole hunt. Wow. I've been so focused on this conversation, but it's just... I don't know. I guess it shows that I was wrong to have faith in Capcom's willingness to do something different to World, because it's starting to seem that, yeah, they're willing to do something different to World, but it's nothing important. Nothing that's actually going to make it better than World. Nothing that's actually going to have it return to its former glory. Nothing that's actually going to mean anything. They're still going to cater to the same dumb motherfuckers, which they really shouldn't be, for the reason that this is a Switch game. It is not going to be the same demographic as your casual mainstream gamer tuning in on PC, PS4, and Xbox, or PS5, I guess, or whatever the hell it's going to be. Or whatever it would have been. I guess it would have been a PS5 game had it come out on PlayStation, but I guess what this is coming down to is they're trying to appeal to what will in the future be the PC demographic. They're trying to appreciate that mainstream PC gamers might not appreciate a Switch niche. The Switch is the only platform for niche content, really. Or at least it's the best one. Because it's the alternative stuff. It's the stuff that isn't reliant on good graphics. I'm sorry, I'm about to tell you something that is the truth, the absolute fucking truth. But the stuff that relies heavily on good graphics is the stuff that's a little more shallow in design. Because good graphics do not make a good game. They can contribute to a good game, but it is not the essence of a good video game. It's not the really important part of the video game. So if you're playing a really good video game on a Nintendo Switch where graphics don't really mean as much, you're probably playing a game that's good because it's been very well designed beyond the shallow facade of good graphics. So if we compare traditional Monster Hunter, which has never been about good graphics, but it's been all about good game design, and then you move it onto a platform like PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, as it was at that time, with Monster Hunter World, and suddenly graphics are so important that we start to sacrifice much of what made Monster Hunter special for the benefit of nice, clean animations, smooth graphics, and then to top it off we start to streamline things for the benefit of new players. What are we left with? We're left with a shallow fucking husk of what made Monster Hunter special. Meanwhile, the vast majority of people couldn't give a fucking shit that it's changed in this way. They're like, oh, the game's so pretty. The game's so pretty, I love it. Okay. Thanks. So, people such as myself who care, clearly, are left with the old Monster Hunter games, and that's it. That's what we're left with. So, life goes on, doesn't it? And I didn't want it to be that way, and there's no guarantee that it will be that way, but Rise is starting to look like it's going to be the last Monster Hunter game that I play. And as I have said many times before, and for quite a while now, Rise was going to be the decider. The game that would decide whether or not I would exit the series, as far as the new games were concerned. Starting to look like it now. Starting to look like it. Even this game here has certain aspects to it that I don't appreciate, such as styles and hunter arts. I can certainly live without them. When I return to 4 Ultimate, it's almost an elating experience to not have to worry about styles and hunter arts. It's nice. And now we're what? Riding monsters to attack other monsters with them, and then we've got the SOS system returning, we've got the old skill system returning, we've got weapon balance out the fucking window. You can counter with long swords, which was totally unnecessary because it was already such a strong weapon type, so let's do counters with them now, so that we can just have even higher DPS than we had before, provided you know when to counter, which isn't hard to fucking learn. It's not going to be hard to learn, it's going to be for beginners, it's going to be tailored to beginners, so it'll be easy. Hunting Horn went from being a support weapon that was strong with a group of 4 people to being just a fucking broken weapon on its own without even putting it in the context of a group of 4. It's just everything is going to shit. Capcom is demonstrating once again that they don't know how to balance anything, and we've got that alongside with everything that was wrong with World appearing to just be making a return, because why not? Must have worked well before, right? Because we made so much money. You know why you made so much money? You took a nice concept and you made it accessible, and you advertised the fuck out of it, and you put it on every single platform except for Switch. I'd be kind of shocked if it didn't work, okay? I'd be kind of shocked if it fell flat at that point. Good advertising resulting in a well-received game, sales-wise, doesn't mean that you've made a good game, sorry. An accessible game and a good game are not synonymous. I know people might think that's the case because it's easy, you know, you look at the sales numbers and you go, oh, it must be a good game. Well, lazy thinking like that will lead you to pretty fucking incorrect conclusions, unfortunately, and I will tell you right now, World is not a good game based on any of that. It's not. And we can say that because we've got a point of reference, such as all the games that preceded it. Even first generation Monster Hunter has more integrity than World. And that game was broken, but at least they had passion for things beyond a big expansive fucking map to explore, which is nice in and of itself, but it's not important. It's not essential to the fundamental aspects of Monster Hunter. And if they get the fundamental aspects wrong and then focus on good graphics, open world sort of thing, then you're left with something shallow, unfortunately. I love getting lost in the ancient forest and then having to rely on fucking scout flies to find what I want to hunt. I love that. Anyway, I try not to go on world rants because every word I speak falls on deaf ears for the people who actually really like World. They just don't like to be told that a game that they really enjoy is probably just really fucking bad. They assume that all preferences when it comes to games are subjective and there is no objectivity, but unfortunately there is such a thing as an informed opinion versus an uninformed opinion, and it's my personal belief that the vast majority of people who like World have what you would refer to as an uninformed opinion. And if not uninformed, then certainly misguided. Or a non-existent opinion. What I consider to be a non-existent opinion is an opinion that has been formed through almost no consideration whatsoever. So, there you go. What should we do? Did you get any powder, Vernon? I don't mean to get all emotional, but Monster Hunter is my favourite series, and I'm watching it collapse before my eyes. I don't know how else to say it. You did? How much do you need? I think you mentioned it before, but I don't remember now. Just need one more. Well, that's really good. I'm glad that you got one on the first hunt, because you said you didn't get any after all these hunts that you've done, so that's looking really good. I mean, we can hope for one next hunt, but yeah. No, like I said, I don't really get into world rants these days, but I'm feeling a bit, I'm feeling very on edge about Rise right now. My friend Ethan, who has been so positive about Rise, I could hear it in his voice, the way he deflated when I told him that the SOS system was returning. I could hear it in his voice. That's when I started to hear that optimism seep away. Certainly not outside my calculations. It's Capcom we're dealing with. You got 2? That's awesome. I certainly wasn't expecting that you'd get 2. I assumed 1 would be the best you'd get. Let's go Greatsword. But yeah, I was playing for Ultimate with Ethan last night, and I told him, you do realise that the SOS system's returning, right? And he's like, no! Are you serious? And that was his reaction. This is after he's told me time and time again that it's going to be a great game and we're going to love it. But that was hard for him to take. And it is the same system from what I can tell. There might be slight differences, but I don't think it's going to be significant. I really don't think so. The differences may be there, but it's going to be the same system in essence, and it's going to do the exact same thing to Rise that it did with World. It's going to completely ruin the online system. There's always a possibility that it won't, and I can assure you that I'll be quite content to be wrong in that event, if it is different to what I'm saying, because it means I'll be playing a better fucking game. But the way I feel about it now, I don't think it's going to end well. You know, and God forbid those poor motherfuckers whose content creation is purely based on playing the newest Monster Hunter game. Poor motherfuckers. Those poor people. Especially those people who don't have the freedom to speak their mind about how they feel about the newest game. The sort of people who aren't so opinionated that they're going to go out of their way to say that they hate something, but understand that their community really likes it and just keep quiet. It's supposed to be a much more difficult game compared to World. I'll believe it when I see it, because this wire bug system, particularly how it's used with weapons, is proving to be pretty, well, how do I say? With bowguns, for example, particularly heavy bowgun, if you're getting hit while using wire bug evades, you're probably an idiot. So, I'm sure that translates into other weapon types as well. I don't have much expectation for this. To say it'll be harder than World isn't too much of a fucking... Well, it doesn't mean too much. I don't know. We will see what happens, but I'm not feeling it. The essence of Monster Hunter is slipping away. And soon, the blood of the series will have all drained out of the body, and it will be naught but a corpse. Can't wait. Can't fucking wait. It's fine though. If Rise does the wrong thing by me, after my experience with World, then I just won't touch the series again, and I won't have to worry about it anymore. I'll just play the older games. I've got enough to play. Having a lot of fun with all these different Monster Hunter games, you know. It just hurts to see it happen like that. I'm prepared for whatever result comes. Whether it's positive, whether it's negative, we'll see. Is this regular or is this Hellblade? This is Hellblade. I think I can tell because of the tail. The tail is more fired. It's more red and angry. Oh dear. How did Heathar die? Oh, he's soloing the regular Glavenus. Well, that certainly makes things a little harder. Oh god, the range of that. That's unbelievable. Does his tail have more range in Hellblade form? Possibly. Yeah, it looks a little longer, doesn't it? No, maybe it's not. Looking at that right there, with you can actually get a sense of scale when he puts it in his mouth. I don't think it's larger. Going back in. Can't leave Umi to die. Great Swording Glavenus might not have been a great idea because my DPS isn't going to be that high. Oh, this is regular Glavenus, isn't it? Or does he go from... I'm so confused. His tail is completely changed. Certainly if I could hear the music it would help, but I can't. But I think this is the Deviant thing. Yeah, it sounds like it. God, Hellblade really doesn't look that different from regular Glavenus. Why am I shielding? I've got high grade earplugs. Let's go for level 2 then. It's an opportunity to attack. So the tail has changed again. I guess it's a little bit like... This is overheated. This is where his elemental weakness changes. So it's kind of similar to Cyanator in the sense that his deviant form changes most when he is enraged. Seems to be very much the case with Hellblade. There goes Umi. Would have been a whole lot easier if Heathar hadn't gone and soloed that other monster and just died. Would have been a whole lot easier. Oh, a fucking follow-up. I do forget that about Glavenus, he's got 2 of those. Oh dear, didn't mean to do that. I'm just keeping an eye on the monster and making sure I'm not in harm's way. That's a good impact on the head. We do need to try and break that head for the powder, if we can. Might try to put him in a shock trap. But Umi's not here, so I don't want to put him in the shock trap now. Definitely if we trap, we do want to have the damage of all teammates. I swear to god, Umi, if you're going there to solo that Glavenus, I'm going to be pissed off. Looks like he is. Why can't we just all fight the fucking Hellblade? Come on. Is it Hyper Glavenus? I think it's Hyper Glavenus, the other one. That's not good. Okay, he's not soloing, good. He just went that way. He didn't go through the well. Might not know that it's there. Where is Vernon? There you are. Whoa, not getting hit by that. It's the fucking comet from hell. Another one. Oh, Heathar. Well, I bet Heathar's feeling pretty shit at the moment. That's the way it is. Who posted that? That wasn't Vernon, I don't think. Someone else posted that one. And Heathar left in either shame or embarrassment or, yeah. Or just general frustration. You posted it? Okay. Well, that didn't end quite so well. You joining again, Umi? It's not looking hopeful. If you don't get that instant join, it means they're probably not going to want to go ahead with it. Oh no, looks like it's a positive. Oh dear. Just having to wait for player 3. Hopefully we get someone pretty good. What is Umi's defense? Pretty good. Good fire res, good defense. Provided he uses greatsword well, he should be doing well. That's what I want to see. Someone who can just speed it up with a mindless pierce gunning routine. Always happy to see that. Oh dear. Oh no. Looks like you're going Insect Glaive after all. Was that, what was that? Valstrax Insect Glaive? No. What is that? Mistral Scythe? What monster is that? Silverwind. I couldn't even tell what it was at first. Looked really cool though. I haven't eaten. Haha. Let's be nice and careful and ensure that we do in fact eat. Maybe I'll get insurance. Let's get insurance. Can I eat for fire up and get insurance? Yes, I can. I should have checked to see if anyone else ate for insurance, so then I wouldn't have wasted it. Oh damn, Vernon ate for it. Oh well. That was a bit of a waste. Should have guessed that Vernon would have thought to do that. That's the golden rule. If you're eating for insurance, make sure no one else is eating for it. Because there's no point having two people with insurance. Alright. Well, hopefully we don't have anyone trying to be a hero and soloing the Hyperglavinus this time. What's Umi gonna do? You gonna stick with that one, or are you gonna come over here? You just paintballing? Looks like he's wanting to actually engage. He's not turning away from it. Fucking hell, man. How did I miss that? Land compensation probably still dealt the damage, but I don't know. Good job, Umi. Get out of there. Don't make the same mistake that guy who died twice made. Okay. Don't have to worry about getting hit by this one. Excellent. Getting some good DPS here on the greatsword. He is now overheated, as they refer to it. Can I get this attack off? No. I'm not risking it with you. My brain recognizes that that's a dangerous fucking attack. getting blasted. Need to get the fuck out of there. Usually when I do that that rolling round swing, I'm actually intending to do a slap. It's a little different here than what I might be used to, I don't know why. Let's drop a shock trap. Might be a weird time to drop one, but I want to get some hits off on that head. That's so nasty, that double attack. That should work out rather well. That should work out perfectly. Go for that head. Oh, he just moved away from it. Shouldn't take him too long to get onto it though. Yep. That should do the trick, I think. Is it broken? Yes, it is. Very nice. That's all you need sometimes. You don't have to wait for an exhaustion. Sometimes just a good run on your typical shock trap will do the trick. Just doing a draw attack there because I wanted to get something in, but unfortunately I took a hit for that. I was short a shield there because I didn't trust what he was doing. Hyperglavinus has just entered, but he's on the other side of the map, so we might be safe for a little while. Because he's right on the other end. No, he's just spotted us. What a fucking arsehole. How can he see us from so far? Oh no, he hasn't spotted us. Okay, so because somehow our character has spotted it, but he hasn't spotted us. I wish I had a smoke bomb right now. Oh well. Let's just try to keep as far away as possible. Trying to watch him. Oh, he's going to spot us any moment. He's coming closer in. Yep, there we go. Now we've been spotted. Let's be very careful, guys. We have to keep an eye out on this Hyperglavinus because he's going to be doing as much, if not more damage than this Hellblade, so if he comes in with an attack, that's going to be most of our health gone. Oh, very good. Good to see a limp there. Let's go. And we can take care of this Hellblade. We don't need to go for the capture. What we can do is we can just bomb him, and then I'll do a draw attack. Whom doesn't want to be left alone with the Hyper, which is a good call. Very good call. What I want to do is save the capture. Do we have any other? No, it looks like I'm the only one bombing, that's okay. There we go. Wake up hit is the greatsword. Extra damage is the bombs. Fuck off, innit? But yes, I would save the capture for the final hunt because in the event that we for some reason fail this, at least we can get our calves here. I've been getting fire orbs and palliums all over the place. Not so much palliums, plural, but I did get one from a shiny in that previous hunt when I was ranting my ass off. Yeah, I think Sky Pride might have the right idea. He's probably going to get to Hyper before we do. And that's alright. Can't always go the fastest way. Although, I think we're going to get there faster just because we are going to appear in the area closer. Yeah. Looks like we made the right decision on that one. Although Sky is very close. Yeah, actually, Sky ended up being closer. Isn't that fun? Barely any difference though. Although I wonder if he took the time to carve. Maybe if he took the time to carve and we did, then actually we got there faster. Oh, I do wonder these things. So we will have to be careful here because I do think Hyperglavinus is going to end up doing more damage than G3 Hellblade, although I could be wrong. Could always be wrong. Don't always take my theories as undisputable fact. Try to roll through that. Didn't work quite so well. I will pitfall this guy. No point waiting for an exhaustion that'll never come. Obviously. Alright. I will find the right opportunity to drop a trap. Maybe here will do. It's a bit dangerous. Especially if I get hit by Umi. I would have ended up taking a hit anyway, so it's not a big deal. I always try to drop the trap close to the monster just because I don't mind taking the risk. I think it's much easier for Team DPS to have the trap as close to the monster as possible, and people are always more inclined to get close to a trap or stand near a trap if they're already close by. So, I mean, case in point, these people don't give a fuck. I did my utmost for the benefit of these lazy cunts, but it seems that's not happening today. Again, Team DPS doesn't have to suffer if everyone just got behind the fucking trap, but no, people are like, I'm not waiting by this trap, I'm busy hunting. Well, if you just woke up to yourself and got by the trap, your DPS would barely suffer, and you'd make up for it with a trap. But no. Of course not. That'd be too fucking sensible, wouldn't it? Really? We're just gonna glide around the trap? We're gonna dance around it? You asshole creature. Fuck off, Sky. Get over here. This is the kind of shit that ruins Team DPS. We're not even here to make use of this knockdown. It's not as big of a deal for Vern because he's ranged. I mean, what the fuck? This team, man. This is so annoying. I fucking hate these people. This logic. See? There we go. Unbelievable. You are tremendously dumb. I hope he leaves for that. I hope he leaves. Alright, so I don't even know where this monster's gone. Let's take a look. You fucking stupid asshole. Wasting a trap because Mr. Oh, it's actually SK Pride. I read it as Sky Pride. I've been calling him Sky. But yeah, he's just so fucking self-absorbed. He's so absorbed in his own hunt. Oh, I'm doing all this damage. It's like, get a fucking grip, man. Just stand by the trap and wake up. Don't have time for that fucking ignorance. Just absolutely stupid. Alright, we'll get a Moonbreaker in there. Find an opportunity to do Brimstone Slash. And seriously, way to shit on Team DPS by being such a fucking asshole. Again, I'm not too sure if Brimstone Slash inhabits... It can be activated by a roar. If I actually have... oh, I think I got the hit off there. If I have roar resistance. There goes Umi. First death, not too bad. Not taking any chances on the range of that tail. Ugh, this team fucking annoys me. Not Vernon, obviously. Vernon's keeping on top of it, but... It's fucking SK Pride guy. You do fine, but a lot of the Hunter Rank 999 people just get so absorbed in their own situation. Like, they don't play as a team, they just play, like, by themselves. They think they're soloing, because I don't know if it's because they're so absorbed in themselves, or if they're just... Or if they just don't care, they've lost the care factor, I'm not sure what it is, but... There are certain things that you should do in Monster Hunter, and one of them is if someone drops a trap, you get straight by that trap, so that Team DPS doesn't suffer. Because if you don't stand by the trap, you're going to have some people standing by it and some people who don't. At the very least, you can guarantee that the person who placed it is going to stand by it. So it's best for Team DPS to get straight there. And then you don't have to worry about DPS suffering, because the monster will be straight in it. It's when one or two dickheads decide, oh, I'm gonna keep hunting, fuck the trap, that's when DPS suffers. That's when it takes like a minute to get a monster in a trap. And that's how you get situations where the monster just leaves the trap behind, like back there. Ignorance. As far as I'm concerned, that's not game sense, that's common sense. Fucking ignorant bastard. Alright. I actually don't know where he's going to go from here, so I will... Oh, he goes straight there. How about that? That's pretty good. Okay. We can capture or we can kill, I'm not too concerned either way. Whatever Vernon would prefer. Looks like we're capturing. Nice work. Managed to get that done pretty efficiently, aside from the poor teamwork on the part of SK Pride and Umi. And some will argue that really that wouldn't have made a huge difference to the outcome of the hunt. However, it's just unnecessary, and quite frankly, it's not difficult to work well as a team. It's just... it's simple stuff, and I'm frustrated by the ignorance of hunters. That's what it comes down to. Because I see the same thing time and time again. Or time and time again. No need for and in there. But yeah, I think that's going to be my last hunt. I've gone for 2 hours and 43 minutes. I don't really feel a need to get it up to the 3-hour mark. This has been my first time doing a Twitch stream in quite a little while. And it's going to be... it's here to stay, basically. We're streaming on Twitch. And this will be auto-archived to YouTube, so anyone who would prefer to watch VODs on YouTube, that will be there for them. I've got no idea what the quality is going to be like. Once the video has fully processed, I will keep an eye on how it looks, and hopefully it'll look decent. It does depend on whatever YouTube wants to do. It's very temperamental, but I can cross my fingers and hope that it'll look decent this time around at the very least. Anyway, I do thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time I'm going live in Monster Hunter or in anything else that you'd like to watch of mine. And thanks Vernon as usual for joining me for the hunt. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.